What up? What up? What up? What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to Boo TV. Like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate you for clicking the video. Let's get into the topic for today, which is Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq, Diesel. I'm sick and tired. Now, I'm sick and tired of people out here acting like Shaquille O'Neal could not exist in this very modern NBA era today, with all the stretch fives and all the three-point shooting and the lack of centers. It blows my mind when people really sit here and say Shaq wouldn't be effective or be a liability. Are you nuts? I don't even know where to start. Let's look at Shaquille O'Neal in a nutshell. Shaq is 7 foot, 7'1". We're talking about, and we're using prime Shaq here, prime Shaquille O'Neal with the Lakers. I watched Shaq his entire career, from the slimmer, slightly more athletic version of him in Orlando to the super prime Diesel, still athletic version of him in the Lakers, all the way down to his first 1 or 2 years, which was still pretty good in Miami, and then the downfall after that, where he jumped from several different teams. I've seen all of Shaq's career. All right. Shaquille O'Neal, especially in his prime, was the most dominant force we have ever seen in the NBA. Do you understand that? Have you ever watched this man play? Where you have Kobe Bryant on your team, somebody who was almost as good as Michael Jordan and better than Michael Jordan in some areas of the game, but not overall better. And that guy has to play second fiddle to you because of your dominance in your era. And because of your dominance, period. That tells you how dominant Shaquille O'Neal was. Okay? I think people need to understand how he impacted the game, how he impacted players on both sides of the floor, both sides of the coin. Listen. Oh, man. Shaq, back then in those LA days, right? Or any time in his career, really, played in an era where there were big men, big 7-footers, strong 7-footers, physical 7-footers. And he was ragdolling them, dominating them, beating them up, a bruiser, abusing these grown-ass men that are legit 7-footers. There was no answer for Shaq. Most nights, any night really, your 7-footer alone wasn't enough. Shaq was still getting double teamed. Shaq was still getting triple teamed. Sometimes still getting quadruple teamed the minute they dumped the ball into him. Your big ass 7-footer wasn't enough. And Shaq was still abusing 2, 3, 4 people in the paint. They're getting thrown in the stands, hanging on his arms, hanging on his shoulder, still going up and yamming on him. And then for the people that say, well, they act like Shaq was just some type of big ogre that couldn't do anything but dunk the basketball. People really, the kind of stuff I hear and see on Twitter and all this other shit and YouTube. Like, all he could do was dunk the basketball. So some big ass Shrek can't do nothing. Bro, what? Shaq was a highly skilled, highly athletic player. Highly skilled. Shaq could pass the basketball very well. Shaq could run the fast break. You look at his body and you wouldn't expect somebody with his body frame to be as athletic as he was and do the kind of things he could do in the fast break and jump as high as he could jump at that size. He was supremely athletic. He could run the fast break. I'm talking about not just running it, waiting for the pass. He would run, dribble the fast break and make the pass for the alley-oop or the bounce pass or the shuffle pass. Shaq had footwork, bro. Shaq had incredible footwork. He wasn't just some big ogre. Left foot, right foot, pivot, spin right, spin left, spin back. Lean forward, hedge, plow through. He had footwork, and Shaq had a nice touch around the rim. Left hand, right hand, soft touch. See, he was just a big brute, and all he could do was dunk. No, he had a soft touch. He could use the backboard. He knew his angles on the backboard, too. Pound, spin, move, corner the box, bank in the bucket. That was a regular from Shaq. Left hand, right hand, off glass, swish, sky hook, baby, not like Kareem, baby sky hook, scoop, up and under. Shaq could do all of that. So stop acting like all Shaq could do was dunk in the paint. Dude had a plethora of moves. The only thing he couldn't do was shoot. And when it counted most, he was hitting them damn free throws. I'm telling you, because I'm a lifelong Laker fan. And I can tell you that 8 times out of 10, in clutch moments, I had confidence with Shaq at the line. Because I saw what he was able to do when it really mattered most of the time. Come on, man. Like, stop this nonsense, bro. This revisionist history. And most of the people, I'm not going to say most of the people, some of the people doing this revisionist history never actually witnessed the history that was. They never witnessed the history that was. How can you sit here and try to revise history when you never watched it or never tried to do your research? Man, get the hell out of here, bro. Y'all killing me, bro. Y'all killing me. And disrespect that man like that. Shaq would absolutely dominate in this era. And I don't care. Oh, they shoot the 3 ball. He's gonna get pulled out the paint because now we have stretch 5s. And I don't give a fuck. Let him stretch the paint. Absolutely. Shoot all the goddamn 3s you want. But there's a yin and a yang, baby. There's pros and cons to everything. You acting like small ball always beats big basketball. There's pros and cons to everything. Yeah, if you're going to stretch my big out the paint, and he's going to have to cover the 3-point line, but I'm not going to have Shaq smother the 3-point line. I'm going to have Shaq sag. He's going to play sag defense and wait for you to attempt a 3 and maybe lunge at you or maybe just watch you shoot the 3 up. I don't care. People act like these teams these days are really out here shooting 40% from 3-point line every game. That is not the case. That is not the case, y'all. Because cut it out. Because cut it out. All they do now, we all know, all they do now, the beauty of the game is gone. All they do now is shoot threes, run a 3-point line, run 3, jack them up. I'm watching games, and it's like a team, more often than not, these teams are shooting like 9 for 36 from 3-point land, and they're still jacking them up. I'm not kidding you. This happens more regularly than people think, and they don't like to talk about it. They're acting like they're actually hitting all these threes at a high clip every single night. They're not. There's quite a bit of off nights, and I'm sitting here watching these games, and it's like, oh, this team lost by 2 points, and they were 9 for 36 from 3-point land. And I was like, you know, if you had another scheme that was something other than just running a 3-point line, you probably could have won that game. You know, run some mid-range pick and rolls, run some screens, cut to the basket a little bit more, get some easier buckets closer to the rim. But no, you'd rather just go 9 from 36 and keep jacking them up on a prayer. So you know what? Go ahead, shoot all your 3-pointers. Best case scenario, you're probably shooting 38% from 3-point land as a team on average. Best case scenario. There are some nights where teams are just scorching and they're like 40, 50%. But that's an outlier. That doesn't happen every game. Doesn't happen every game. That's more likely to often happen from a team like the Warriors, who actually, people think the Warriors just take a lot of threes. No, the Warriors don't take as many threes as you think. They get good looks. they swing the ball and get good looks and make high quality, high percentage threes. So it looks like they're taking and hitting a lot, but they're just extremely accurate. They get good looks. But anyway, let's go back. So go ahead and show them goddamn threes. Because on the other side of the court, my guy, Shaquille O'Neal, is going to be shooting 60 to 70% field goal percentage in the paint against this small NBA. So you can take I will play the percentages with you all day. Take as many threes as you want. And whoever Shaquille O'Neal is guarding, you can have all the open threes you want all freaking game. All game. And I'm going to dump it into Shaq every possession. And he's going to finish at the rim at a 60 to 70% clip. And all your players are going to be in foul trouble. All your players are going to be in foul trouble. All your players are going to get bruised, beaten, punished, hurt. And then they're going to have no choice but to collapse. Now they're collapsing. 3-4 guys coming in lane on Shaq. Shaq could still finish over them. But then now I got shooters. I got 3 or 4 shooters open at the 3-point line or in the mid-range that Shaq, as a great passer, will just dish out to. Because everybody is now in, jumping on Shaq's shoulder, grabbing on his arms, trying to stop him. Or if you want to keep those guys covered, fair enough. Just leave your one center in there with Shaq. Your one center in today's NBA, which is probably a 6'8" guy on most teams. 6'9", 6'10", most games. It doesn't matter. Even if you got a 7-footer, they ain't doing nothing with Shaq. The big guys, the big guys that we have in today's NBA, most of them, if you do a size comparison, they ain't sizing up to Shaq. Back in Shaq's era, those big boys couldn't size up to Shaq. So, show as hell, ain't no center today sizing up with Shaq. Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, take your pick. Or outside them, all the other skinny centers, the Nick Claxtons of the world. Those guys. All these skinny centers they got today. You could throw them in the paint with Shaq. You break them in half, boy. Break them in half. Easy. If the physical, strong, old guys of the past couldn't do nothing with Shaq, what makes you think these scrawny mofos can do something with Shaq? The small ones and the tall ones. What makes you think that? Draymond Green out here guarding every center in the league. You know what Shaq would do with Draymond Green? Shaq playing with a bunch of Smurfs in today's era. A bunch of gremlins running around. A bunch of Smurfs. Under his feet, bro. Give me a break. Shaq would average 40 to 50 points in this league if he wanted to. Easy. An easy 40 to 50 points in today's era. And that sounds crazy, but that's how dominant he was. That's how big he was. That's how skilled he was. And that's how small these players are today. They couldn't do nothing with him. Shaq would already have position. That's the other thing. Shaq would have position. He didn't have to catch the ball and then get position. Shaq's going to get position and then get the ball dumped into him and then go to work. And half the time, in this NBA, he probably wouldn't even need to dribble. He will get so low in the paint when he gets position. Once he gets the ball, he can go up and just dunk it because it's so small today. They're so tiny. In comparison, like, come on, man, what are we talking about? You act like people are just going to shoot threes and Shaq's not going to do nothing on the other end. And the other point I want to make up is that when you're guarding Shaquille O'Neal, and I touched on this lightly, when you're guarding Shaquille O'Neal, you're taking physical punishment. If you didn't watch the games back then, I can tell you, and in the sports footage that you might see on shows back then, like what was that show called with Ahmad Rashad? What was that show called? That's gonna bother me. I gotta look it up. All right, I found it. The show Ahmad Rashad used to host back in the day, NBA Inside Stuff, and you would get you could get like a lot of behind the scenes footage, locker room footage, other things that you wouldn't normally see during the course of a game. And you would see what Shaq would do to players like at halftime or after the games when the players in the locker room, dude, they're hurting. Their arms are bruised, their shoulders are bruised, their chests are bruised, their legs are hurting, their calves are dying. Like, he would inflict physical punishment, especially in a 7-game series where you have to play Shaq for multiple games. Do you understand how taxing that is on your body? After game 1, or game 2, I think it was Vlade Divac, saw him in the locker room. Dude, he was all bruised up in that series with the Kings. And now you have to play him again and again and again. He's wearing you out. He's physically wearing you out. You do not have the physical attributes. You don't have the physical duration to keep going toe-to-toe with this man. Game after game after game. People don't think about that. And when Shaq is out here and your player's trying to guard him and he's beating your players up, I want to see how them three-pointers start feeling. I want to see how them three-pointers start falling when your arms are hurting, when your arms are bruised, when your legs are painful, when your shoulders hurt, when your chest hurt, when your abdomens are all bruised up. I want to see what them jump shots looking like then. You acting like you ain't taking physical punishment on the other end, and now you got to go over there with that same body that you getting beat up on, and now you trying to do offensive moves when your body hurt. People don't take that into consideration. It's only going to take after halftime. You see, you got your adrenaline's running in the first half of the game. You know, you playing Shaq, but the minute you go in that locker room and your adrenaline drop, and you start feeling those body aches from the diesel, and now you got to go back in the game and your body hurt. Yeah, them three-pointers ain't going up easy so much anymore. That right arm, that flick of the wrist don't feel quite the same. That guy there don't feel quite the same. You might not be getting the same elevation, man. Your calves tired. Your hamstrings. Your quads. Shaq inflicts physical punishment. Bro, it's the diesel, man. What are we talking about? And I'm not even going to like play highlights. Go look up the highlights yourself. Shaq was a dominant force, dude. Dominant. There's nothing. He would destroy this NBA. 40 to 50 points a game on 60+% field goal percentage. Nothing less. And I would die on that sword. I would die on that sword in this puny NBA with all these Smurfs running around. Are you kidding me? Take all the three-pointers you want. All of them. All of them. But I'm going to be getting 60 to 70% around the rim with the diesel. And all my shooters going to be open. And your team's going to get beat the hell up. Your team is going to be bruised and battered. Looking like somebody just took charcoal and started chucking it at them. All over your body. Charcoal blots. Bruises. Black and blue. Black and blue. Black and blue. Put some respect on Shaquille O'Neal saying he can't play in this modern NBA. You nuts? Like I said, take all them threes. All the threes you want. Half the time they ain't even hitting them that much these days, man. Take them all, bro. Even if they hitting at a 50% clip on their hottest night from three-point land, I'm still dominating you in the paint, bro. Every possession. You better make the metrics make sense and you better hit them shots. But I promise you, by halftime, your body gonna be hurting. And if it's a playoff series, you might get one game shooting a three. But by the time that second, third, fourth game and all your players beat up, good luck shooting all them threes or doing whatever you try to do, because you're gonna be hurting. It's in your best interest that you don't double team him. You just let one guy take the bruise. Let the one guy take the bruising. Have that one guy hop on that grenade for the team to spare the health of the other players. Shit, man. Y'all nuts, bro. Acting like it's just, he can't guard the three-point. It's over. No. There's another side of the ball. What you gonna do with him? What you gonna do with him? Big and physical. Just like in that series with the Golden State Warriors back in 2016. The one reason why the Cavaliers came back is because they're like, screw this. We're not going to try to match the Warriors play style. We're just going to get physical and big on them. And we're going to beat them up. That's what they did. People nuts, man. Pay some respect to the Diesel, man. Shaq would dominate. No question, bro. I wish I could put Shaq in a time machine and just be like, Boom. Not even time machine. Some type of body chamber, sci-fi shit, and I'm gonna take you back. Oh, like Steve Urkel, Family Matters, yo. Put Shaq in a transformation chamber, take him back to his earlier years. That's not how the transformation chamber actually worked. But at my Steve Urkel transformation chamber, it's going to take Shaq back to prime Shaq. I'm gonna dump him in this NBA, and you watch the havoc that ensues. Watch it. Everybody gonna be in foul trouble. Everybody gonna be hurt. It's not gonna be good for the other team. Anyway, let me know what you think about it in the comment section. Would love to hear your opinion. Did you watch Shaq play in his prime? What's your favorite version of Shaq? Do you think Shaq could exist and be effective and dominant in this modern NBA? I would love. Actually, look what Joel Embiid is doing. And Shaq is leagues ahead of Joel Embiid. Come on now. And I know Joel can shoot the 3 and shoot the 2, but Joel does primarily work on the block. Primarily. If Joel averaging 30, what you think Shaq gonna do, bro? Come on now. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think. Spread the video around. Spread the channel around. Appreciate you guys. Without question. And I will catch you all on the next one. Be safe out there. And enjoy your preseason games if you're watching them, alright? Peace.